Good afternoon, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed Adele. Adele is awesome. All right, so today you will be needing the Nearpod code that is on the screen. As far as announcements go, our announcements are that you will have your water test on Tuesday of next week. Study guides are already out and available for you. And we do have no school on Wednesday. That is November the 11th. We have no school next Wednesday. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to our Nearpod. So we are ready to go. Um, and answer our question when we get there. I am putting the link in the chat. The link is in the chat. Once you get there, go ahead and respond on your Pear Deck screen. See about 15 people that are in and ready. There are about 37 people on this call, on the Zoom meeting. So we need to go ahead and get logged in so we can get through what we need to get through today. Still waiting on about close to 20 people to log in. 16 people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty, so our question says, if a lake has excess levels of phosphates and nitrates in its water, what will most likely result? So the mass majority says that the correct answer is D, the growth of algae in the lake will increase. I do agree with you, mainly because our phosphates and nitrates come from either agriculture or industrial waste and runoff, especially those nitrates that come from fertilizer. And our algae is a form of plant. And so it ends up growing just like regular plants do when they come in contact with fertilizer. All right. So today we are going to talk about water treatment and stewardship is what we are going to talk about. We are going to begin by watching a video about water stewardship. We talked about stewardship yesterday, and we are going to watch the video and explain in the box, one, what do you think it means to be a good steward of water, and how can you do your part? right. So go ahead and type your answer in the box. What do you think it means to be a good steward of our water, and how can you do your part? All right, so stuff that I see in the box. I think being a good steward of water means doing what you can to keep the water clean and not trying to pollute the water. I can do my part by picking up trash near water and making sure not to litter. That's really, really good. Taking care of water and not wasting it, helping to clean water, recycling goods, put them in the trash and not littering. Um, Being a good steward of our waters means to protect them from pollution. We can do that by getting rid of harmful chemicals properly and not pouring cooking grease down the sink. Good one. All right. All righty. So, um, if you look at our images, which glass of water would you be willing to drink out of the images that are on that page? Which one would you be willing to drink? Answer one, two, or three. One, two, or three. All right, so most of us are saying three. But what would you say if I told you that there's a way that you can drink number one and not get sick? Responses in the chat are for real, ill, uh, cap, there's no way. Um, it will probably be disgusting because it looks really, really gross. All right. So let's talk about it. With the water, there are a few things that come into play. One, it could have contaminants in it. Sometimes contaminants are colorless, they're odorless, and they're tasteless, so you wouldn't even know that they were in your water. But there are ways that we can test it to make sure that it is safe. It has to make sure there are specific tests that you can do on the water that will identify bacteria, nitrates, arsenic, and other different chemicals and stuff that might be in there and harmful to humans. There are natural supplies of potable water, which is water that is safe enough for us to drink, are very limited in nature. There's not enough to meet the human needs. So we have to actually filter and put our water through water treatment processes so that way we can actually drink it and use it for ourselves. Now, Nana kind of hinted in the chat as to what I was going to tell you about. You can use this device. It is called a life straw. I do have one. Me and my family go camping and fishing a lot, so I have one in my bag just in case we end up somewhere where we don't have a supply of water, and you might have to drink water out of something that looks like that. Doesn't look very good, but it does actually work. I will actually tell you it does. So we're going to watch this video about how the life straw kind of effectively actually filters some of this debris out of the water.
The Life Straw is a super portable water filtration device that's so convenient to use. But would you use it to drink water from a stagnant, muddy pool like this one? I've used the Life Straw on many hiking and camping trips and never had a problem. It is said to remove 99.999999% of waterborne bacteria and protozoan parasites, and to reduce turbidity down to 0.2 microns. Now what I want to know is what this muddy water will look like once it passes through the Life Straw. Now this is not a paid product review. I'm simply doing this because I really like the Life Straw, and I think it's a good tool to have in your camping kit. Now this is a brand new Life Straw. It's never been used. All I've done is remove the packaging and I've primed it, which means I just simply submerged it under water so that the whole filtration system can get moistened. And now it's ready to use. Okay, here I have two jars. And in one of these, I'm going to dip a nice muddy sample of this water. This is not something that I would drink as it is. I'm going to place the other jar here, and what I am going to do, open up the lids on the Life Straw, and I'm going to suck this water out, and then I'm going to spit it into the clean jar. This is kind of hard to do. Let's see here. All right, here, get a good look at this. It is very brown. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna make it even more brown. I'm gonna make it really disgusting. I just dumped it in here. It's, oh my God. Now, that is definitely not something that I would drink. All right, place it right there. And here we go. Wow. This is good enough to show you. Look at the difference in that water. I can clearly see through the filtered water. And this is the puddle, stagnant, muddy scum water. This I'm willing to drink. You know what? I'm impressed. That is really incredible. it did not have a bad taste at all. It tastes, I think I would have to say it tastes better than tap water. It has a very, very slight flavor that it's not bad though. It's just, maybe it's a little heavier in minerals, which would be expected. Wow, that's great. I'm very happy with this. The Life Straw. Now, when you finish using it, you always blow through it to get out all the dirty water, so that when it dries, it doesn't stick to the filter. And then when you get home, or you get to a place where there's clean water available, then you just rinse it on both ends and blow the water through.
So that is our Life Straw, and that is how it works. And so if you want to go down the rabbit hole of YouTube, there are a bunch of videos on YouTube where it talks about the Life Straw, and different people use it on different liquids to see how things get filtered out. I think I did see one that was on Kool-Aid that I thought was really interesting, because I'm like, you're going to really filter water out of Kool-Aid? And so it was really interesting. Anywho, so moving along, we're going to talk today how water is actually treated on a mass scale. So drinking water actually will go from a reservoir, it could go from a lake, or any freshwater source, and it will actually end up going to a water treatment plant. While it is there, it goes through a process to actually get clean. So part of it, the first step, it has to be collected. From there, it goes through a process that is known as coagulation, which is where lime and allium is actually taken out of, they're actually used and added to the water, and they cause the particles to kind of clump together into, it's kind of like if you've ever seen kitty litter. Kitty litter clumps when they use the bathroom in it. It kind of does that. So it clumps and will end up separating the stuff and the debris that you don't want from the water. Over time, the water is going to be shaken. It's going to form larger clumps that are known as flocks. And during the sedimentation process, those clumps of flock are actually going to begin to settle towards the bottom, and eventually will be filtered out of the water. The water is then going to be disinfected, usually with chlorine, and then it'll be aerated and treated so that way it is ready to come to your home. If you've ever drank tap water, sometimes you might notice that it has a little bit of a chlorine taste in it, and that's part of the reason why, because chlorine is added to water to actually help disinfect it and kill the bacteria and stuff that's in it. This process itself is going to help remove all kinds of stuff from drinking water, suspended solids, particles, bacteria, algae, viruses, fungus, minerals, and whatever chemical pollutants might happen to be in the water. So that way it is safe for humans to consume. So it is a very extensive process. We are going to actually do our Edpuzzle together, so you can actually see this water treatment in action. So if you click this link, it will actually take you to your Edpuzzle, or you can just put it in a tab if that's what you prefer to do. We are going to do a live session with our Edpuzzle. So once you go in there, you're going to click on my class, which says Hewing 4th block, so that way you can access the live, and this assignment should automatically appear on your screen. All right. So as we watch the video together, you will actually be able to go through the video, answer your questions, and all of that as we go through the process itself of watching our video. This is also part of what you will be doing for your async activities. We're going to just do it together today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started.
How does drinking water get to your home?
Wow, I'm not really sure.
Probably through a series of pipes.
Pipes.
Pipes and all that?
Through pipes.
I have no clue.
I assume it comes up through the pump in the ground.
Through a filter?
Gets to a house with a pump, water pump.
Ah, nature. So beautiful and calm.
Hey, Splash, did you know that reservoirs like this are one of the places where we get our drinking water?
Wait a minute there. You don't want to drink this stuff. I'm telling you, I've been in a lot of water, including this reservoir. You know what's in there? Fish. You know what they do, right? They
Oh, Splash, don't even go there.
You know, a lot happens to this water before we can drink it.
You're telling me? Hey, I've been cleaned up a few times.
New Jersey American Water's experts work round the clock, removing bacteria, viruses, micropollutants, and other harmful particles from the water you drink. They do such a good job that American Water often provides water service that is better than what the government requires.
The treatment process begins here, at the pumping station.
Pumps.
Alrighty, so go ahead and answer your question. Where does water treatment process begin? All right, let's continue.
Pumps draw raw water from reservoirs, lakes, rivers, streams, wells, or underground aquifers. Water travels by pipeline from the pumping station to the treatment facility. The first step in the cleaning process removes sediment and particles from the water with the help of coagulants.
What's the first step of the water treatment process, and what does it remove? What is the first step? Make sure you are answering this on your Ed puzzle so that way you do get credit for it.
What?
Coagulants are chemicals that act like magnets. They cause particles in the water to stick together. These groups of particles are called floc.
Huh, I didn't know I had it in me.
What is the job of coagulants? What is the job of coagulants?
American Water uses two common processes to separate and remove floc from water. One sinks floc to the bottom of a tank. The other method pumps air into the water and floc, causing residual particles to float to the top. The separation of water and floc is called clarification.
What is the separation of floc from the water called?
With either method, the clarification process removes most of the floc from the water. The next step? Filtration.
Whoa! Hey, watch it! Wow, can a water droplet get a bruise? Sheesh! Ow! Wow, I just got pushed through layers of activated carbon, sand, and gravel. Please tell me I'm clean.
Sorry, Splash, you're not completely out of the water. You're filtered, but you might be infected with tiny microorganisms. Don't.
When water's pushed through the layers of activated carbon, sand, gravel, what is that process called?
Don't worry, disinfection doesn't hurt. Chlorine and ozone are just two of the ways we disinfect water at New Jersey American Water.
I love chlorine. It's been disinfecting water and keeping me clean for over a century. But what's ozone?
Ozone is supercharged oxygen. These bubbles scrub and disinfect. Viruses, germs, and fungi don't stand a chance.
Whoa, hey, that tickles! Stop it already! I'm gonna wet my pants!
What two things are used to disinfect our water?
Hey, Splash, guess what? You're finally drinking water, ready for distribution to homes and businesses.
Are you sure? How do you know?
New Jersey American Water's certified operators and water quality specialists test and monitor water throughout the treatment process, from source to tap. In fact, we conduct thousands of tests on your drinking water.
I'm certified, verified, decontaminized, and feeling fine.
All right, and our last one is true or false. Water is tested and monitored throughout the treatment process. True or false? Alrighty, so once we have finished that, we are done with our Ed puzzle. Your note should be done. You can take a screenshot of your score and insert the screenshot here. For your research portion, we're actually going to look into one of four issues that is going on with water that is around us. So you are going to use the Superfund sites that are listed below. If you click on the names, you'll actually go to the website and read the information on the website to help you answer the questions. Use your own words and put them in complete sentences. Once you figure out which one you want to investigate, put the number right here so that way I know which one that I am going to check. And then you just answer the questions that are in the box that relate to your particular water option. So you have the Ram Leather Care site, you have the Martin Marietta Syndico Incorporated, you have the bypass for 601 dealing with the groundwater contamination that's out here near me in Concord, and then you have the Davis Park Road one that's in Gastonia. So you can pick which one that you want to do, answer the questions on it, and when you are finished, you are going to submit it to the assignment that was posted yesterday, so that way you can turn it in. If you are watching this video and you have questions, please send your questions to my Canvas inbox, and I will answer them as soon as I get them.